Most people toil through life, completely unaware of a hidden trait that could rocket them past their competition, leaving everyone wondering how they pulled it off. In the next 25 minutes, you'll unlock this trait, Machiavelli's secret weapon, to gain an unfair edge in any arena, transforming you from an overlooked, hard-working player into an unstoppable force who bends situations to their will. Backed by cutting-edge psychological research on power, influence, and human behavior, this isn't just a motivational talk, it's your key to dominating life's invisible game. If you've ever felt stuck, outplayed, or just one step behind, despite giving your all, this changes everything. Get ready to claim an edge others can't touch. Have you ever watched someone breeze past you, snagging the promotion you sweated for, winning the loyalty of people you thought were in your corner, or commanding every room they enter while you're left fading into the background? Maybe it was a colleague who barely seemed qualified, yet landed the corner office, or a friend who effortlessly draws admiration and opportunities without any obvious advantage. It's maddening, isn't it? That gnawing, burning feeling in your gut when you realize you're playing the game of life by rules that don't work. While others seem to know a secret, you've been blind to your entire life. Society has drilled into us from childhood that hard work, honesty, and fairness are the golden tickets to success, respect, and happiness. Think about it. Every teacher who praised your effort over results, every movie that glorified the good guy who wins through sheer heart, every motivational post on social media screaming, "Just be yourself," pushes the lie that effort and goodness alone guarantee victory. But let's get real. In the brutal arena of the real world, those who thrive, the ones securing promotions, commanding unwavering loyalty in relationships or dominating social circles, aren't just working harder, they're working smarter, leveraging a hidden trait that gives them an unfair edge. This trait isn't about being louder, richer, or more talented. It's a subtle, ruthless quality that Niccolò Machiavelli mastered centuries ago, and it's the difference between being a pawn and being the one who moves the pieces. You're not falling behind because you lack skill, intelligence, or heart. You're falling behind because you've been taught to play a fair game in an inherently unfair world, where perception, strategy, and calculated moves trump naive goodness every single time. If you're sitting there, nodding, feeling the sting of those moments when you were outplayed despite doing everything right, whether it's a missed opportunity at work, a betrayal in a relationship, or being overlooked in a social setting, you're investing in the right place. This isn't about personal failure or some flaw in your character. It's about a systemic blindness, a societal setup that leaves well-meaning, hard-working people vulnerable to those who wield power with precision. Stick with me, because we're about to tear down that conditioning, unveil Machiavelli's hidden trait, strategic adaptability, and transform you from a pawn struggling to keep up into the master who controls the board with an unfair edge. To unlock this game-changing trait, let's turn to Niccolò Machiavelli, the 16th century Italian strategist whose seminal work, The Prince, didn't just reshape politics, it laid bare the raw, unfiltered mechanics of power that govern every human interaction, from corporate boardrooms to romantic relationships to casual conversations at a networking event. Machiavelli's secret wasn't brute force, blind ambition, or unethical scheming. It was a hidden trait. Strategic adaptability, the ability to read people, assess situations, and shift tactics with ruthless precision to shape outcomes in your favor. This isn't about being cold, cruel, or manipulative. It's about seeing the world as a chessboard and knowing exactly when to advance, retreat, or strike. Modern psychological research backs this up. Robert Cialdini's Influence, The Psychology of Persuasion, demonstrates how adaptable people exploit human tendencies, like deference to authority or desire for scarce resources, to gain influence, while Daniel Kahneman's work on cognitive biases and decision-making reveals how adaptability lets you outmaneuver others by exploiting their predictable patterns. Strategic adaptability is the trait that lets you bend circumstances to your will, whether it's turning a rival's overconfidence into your opportunity or making allies chase your approval. We're going to break this down into 3 actionable levels to make you dangerously effective. First, recognition. Identifying strategic adaptability, how it's used against you. and where you're sabotaging yourself by sticking to rigid, outdated habits. Second, protection. Building ironclad defenses to shield yourself from those who wield this trait while cultivating it in your own life. Third, mastery. Mastering strategic adaptability to gain an unfair edge, ethically and powerfully, in any arena, making others orbit around your influence like planets around a star. This isn't abstract philosophy or feel-good motivational fluff. It's a practical step-by-step system you can apply today, in your next work meeting, date, or social interaction, to outsmart, outmaneuver, and outshine everyone around you. Are you ready to see the hidden trait that's been giving others the edge and claim it as your own? Let's dive into Machiavelli's secret and unlock your unfair advantage. Let's start by unveiling strategic adaptability, the hidden trait that gives you an unfair edge and how it's already being used to outplay you in life's game. Machiavelli wrote, "Whosoever desires constant success must change his conduct with the times." Strategic adaptability is the ability to read people, assess situations, and shift your approach, whether bold like a lion or cunning like a fox, to achieve your goals. Psychological research, like Cialdini's work on influence and Kahneman's studies on decision-making, shows adaptable people exploit human biases, like the tendency to trust authority or chase scarcity, to gain power. Most people, however, are stuck in rigid patterns, blindly trusting, always agreeable, or avoiding conflict, making them easy prey. Here's how strategic adaptability manifests, and where you're falling short, grouped into key themes with vivid, relatable examples to spark those aha moments. Theme 1. Reading people and situations. Aspects 1 to 4. Assessing motives. Adaptable people instantly read others' intentions, spotting self-interest behind smiles. Example: a colleague flatters you before asking to borrow your project notes. They're not kind, they're strategic. You miss this, assume goodwill, and get used. Reading the room. They gauge the emotional climate and adjust. Case study. Sarah, a client I coached, watched a coworker shift from friendly banter to assertive pitches in a meeting, winning the boss's favor while Sarah's nice approach left her ignored. Anticipating reactions. They predict how others will respond. Example: a rival knows your boss values confidence, so they speak boldly, overshadowing your quiet competence. Exploiting timing. They act at the perfect moment. Example: a colleague waits for your boss's good mood to pitch an idea, stealing your thunder while you present during their stress peak. Theme 2. Controlling perception. Aspects 5 to 8. 5. Projecting strength. Adaptable people appear confident, even when uncertain. Example: a coworker with average skills speaks with such conviction in meetings that they outshine your superior but hesitant contributions. Creating scarcity. They make themselves seem exclusive, increasing demand. Example: a friend who's too busy to hang out gets more invites than you, who's always available, per Cialdini's scarcity principle. 10. Shaping narratives. They control how others perceive them. Example: a colleague subtly takes credit for your team's work by framing it as a group effort in front of the boss, leaving you sidelined. 8. Adapting persona. They shift their demeanor to fit the audience. Example: a manager is warm with clients but stern with underperformers, gaining both loyalty and respect. Theme 3. Exploiting opportunities. Aspects 9 to 12. 9. Spotting weaknesses. Adaptable people identify others' flaws to gain leverage. Example: a rival notices your hesitation in debates and dominates discussions, making you seem weak. Using silence strategically. They say less to gain more. Example: pausing in a negotiation prompts the other side to offer better terms, as shown in Harvard negotiation studies. Try turning disadvantages into wins. They reframe setbacks. Example: a colleague turns a project mistake into a learning opportunity, earning praise while you apologize and lose face. 2. Seizing moments. They capitalize on others' missteps. Example: when a rival overpromises and fails, an adaptable person steps in with a realistic solution, stealing the spotlight. The aha moment is profound. Strategic adaptability gives others an edge because you're stuck in predictable patterns, always honest, always available, always avoiding conflict, while they shift tactics to exploit the moment. Reflect for a second. How many times have you been outmaneuvered by someone who seemed to know exactly when to charm, push, or pull back, leaving you in their shadow? Maybe it was a coworker who stole your idea with better timing, or a friend who gained favor by being less available. That's the recognition shift, seeing how this hidden trait lets others dominate while you've been following outdated fairy tale rules of hard work and fairness. Pattern interrupt. Are you starting to notice how your rigid habits, being too open, too agreeable, too predictable, have quietly cost you respect, opportunities, or influence? Once you see strategic adaptability for what it is, you can't unsee it. And that's your first step to claiming an unfair edge over those who've been outplaying you. Now that you recognize strategic adaptability, let's build an ironclad fortress to protect yourself from those who wield it against you while cultivating it in your own life to level the playing field. Protection begins with awareness. Notice when you're tempted to fall back on old habits, trusting too quickly, oversharing to connect, or avoiding conflict to keep the peace. That's the trap springing, signaling you're about to lose ground. Counter it with specific, research-backed strategies for each aspect of strategic adaptability, ensuring you shield your power and start adapting like a master. Reading people and situations. Assess motives. Vet people before trusting them with sensitive information. If a colleague flatters you, don't take it at face value. Probe gently. Appreciate the kind words. What's the context behind them? This exposes hidden agendas without confrontation, as supported by a 2017 study in Social Psychology Quarterly on selective trust. Example: if someone asks for your project details, respond, "It's coming along. What's the goal of your question?" This keeps you in control. Read the room. Gauge the emotional climate before acting. In a tense meeting, shift from friendly to assertive. Let's cut to the chase. Here's my plan to drive results. This aligns with Machiavelli's fox-like cunning to adapt to the situation. Example: if a client seems skeptical, pivot to addressing their concerns directly rather than sticking to your script. Anticipate reactions. Predict how others will respond based on their patterns. If your boss values data, lead with numbers in a pitch. If they value vision, emphasize big-picture impact. Example: before presenting, ask yourself, what does this person care about most, to tailor your approach. Time actions wisely. Wait for the optimal moment to act. Example: pitch an idea when your boss is in a good mood, not during a crisis. Kahneman's research on decision-making shows timing maximizes influence, as people are more receptive when relaxed. Controlling perception. Project strength. Speak with conviction, even if you're unsure. Instead of saying, "I think this might work," say, "Here's my take. Let's test it." Harvard negotiation studies show confident delivery boosts perceived authority, even with imperfect ideas. Example: in a meeting, maintain steady eye contact and a firm tone to command attention. Create scarcity. Limit your availability to increase your value. Don't instantly agree to every favor. Say, "I'll check my schedule and confirm what's doable." Cialdini's scarcity principle demonstrates that being less accessible makes others value you more. Example: if a colleague asks for help, respond, "I'm tied up, but I can carve out time later. Let's plan." Shape. Narratives. Control how others perceive your contributions. Document your work via email. Just confirming my role in delivering the project's key metrics. This prevents others from stealing credit, as seen in workplace dynamics studies. Example: after a team win, subtly highlight your contribution in a group email without boasting. Adapt. Persona. Tailor your demeanor to the audience. Be warm with a collaborative team, but authoritative with a skeptical client. Example: with a relaxed friend, be playful. With a competitive colleague, be direct and results-focused. Exploiting opportunities. Spot weaknesses. Observe others' patterns to gain leverage. If a rival hesitates in debates, seize the moment to lead with a strong counterpoint. Example: if a coworker stumbles in a presentation, step in with a clear solution to shine. Use silence strategically. Pause for 2-3 seconds before responding to tough questions. Harvard research shows silence prompts others to reveal more, giving you an edge. Example: in a negotiation, pause after a low offer to make the other side justify it. Turn disadvantages into wins. Reframe setbacks as opportunities. If you make a mistake, say, "This showed me how to optimize next time," turning it into a strength. Example: if a project fails, present it as a lesson that improved your approach, earning respect. Seize moments. Capitalize on others' missteps. If a rival overpromises and underdelivers, step in with a realistic plan. "I've got a streamlined approach ready." This positions you as the solution, per social psychology studies on leadership perception. The moment you apply these strategies, you'll see tangible shifts. Colleagues stop exploiting your openness, friends respect your boundaries, and others treat you as a force not to be trifled with. Try one tactic today. Pause deliberately before answering a probing question. Or delay a favor request with, "I'll confirm later." Watch how people start chasing your approval instead of taking you for granted. Pattern interrupt. What if adaptability isn't about being fake? It's about being unstoppable, turning every interaction into a chance to gain the upper hand. By protecting yourself with these strategies, you're not just shielding your power, you're laying the groundwork to wield strategic adaptability like a master, setting the stage for an unfair edge that others can't match. Now, let's ascend to the pinnacle of strategic adaptability, where you don't just protect yourself, you wield this hidden trait to gain an unfair edge, making others orbit your influence like moths to a flame. Machiavelli advised, "Fortune is a woman, and if you wish to keep her under, it is necessary to beat and ill-use her." In modern terms, this means seizing control of circumstances by adapting ruthlessly to every situation, turning challenges into opportunities and rivals into allies. Here are advanced techniques to dominate any arena with strategic adaptability, ensuring you not only survive, but thrive. Tactic 1. Dynamic positioning. Shift your approach seamlessly to fit the context, like a chameleon blending into any environment. In a high-stakes meeting, be assertive and data-driven to command respect. In a casual networking event, be charming and approachable to build rapport. Example: with a skeptical client, pivot from pitching features to addressing their pain points directly, securing the deal. This flexibility, rooted in Machiavelli's call to adapt to the times, makes you unpredictable and powerful. Tactic 2. Selective alliances. Offer value to key players, whether a boss, a partner, or an influential friend, but always tie it to your own goals. Example: help a colleague meet a tight deadline, then subtly request their support for your next project. "Glad I could help. Mind backing me on this pitch?" Adam Grant's research in Give and Take shows selective generosity builds loyalty while advancing your agenda. This ensures you're seen as indispensable without being exploited. Tactic 3. Outcome. Independence. Act as if others' approval is optional, positioning yourself as the prize they must earn. In a job interview, don't beg for the role. Say, "I'm looking for a position where I can drive significant impact. What's the vision for this team?" In relationships, set clear standards. I value our connection, but I'm balancing some big goals. Let's find a way that works for both of us. Social psychology research shows this confidence makes others strive to meet your expectations, giving you the upper hand. Tactic 4. Exploit timing with precision. Strike when others are off balance or when opportunities peak. Example: if a rival overpromises and fails to deliver, step in with a realistic, well-prepared solution. I've got a plan to get us back on track. Kahneman's decision-making studies show acting at the right moment maximizes impact, as people are more receptive to solutions during crises. Tactic 5. Craft an aura of mystery. Share information sparingly to create intrigue and demand. If someone asks about your next career move, don't spill details. Say, "I'm working on something big, details when it's ready." Cialdini's scarcity principle demonstrates that this makes others value you more as they chase the unknown. Example: at a networking event, hint at your ambitions without revealing specifics, drawing people to seek your favor. Tactic 6. Reframe narratives. Turn any situation to your advantage by shaping how it's perceived. If a project faces criticism, say, "This feedback helps us refine a bold approach," positioning yourself as a visionary. Example: if a colleague tries to take credit, subtly correct the narrative in a group email. "Glad we delivered. My analysis drove the key metrics." This ensures your contributions shine without seeming petty. Tactic 7. Anticipate and neutralize threats. Predict potential challenges and address them proactively. If you sense a rival might undermine you, build alliances with key stakeholders first. I've aligned with the team lead on this approach. This preempts attacks, as seen in Machiavelli's advice to prepare for threats before they materialize. Unlike the masses who are rigid, always nice, always predictable, always chasing approval, you're the chameleon, adapting effortlessly to dominate any situation. Historical anchor. Machiavelli survived the treacherous courts of Renaissance Italy by shifting between diplomat, warrior, and advisor, making allies seek his favor and rivals fear his next move. Apply these tactics, and you're not just participating in life's game, you're rewriting its rules, turning every interaction into an opportunity to advance your goals. Pattern interrupt. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine walking into any situation, a meeting, a date, a party, and instantly reading the dynamics, shifting your approach, and walking away with everyone wanting more of you. What if this one trait could make you the person others can't stop thinking about, the one they strive to impress? That's mastery, ruthless, ethical, and giving you an unfair edge that sets you apart from the crowd. Let's make this practical and actionable with 3 real-world scenarios, showing the old you versus the new you, so you can see strategic adaptability in action and apply it immediately. Each scenario includes a specific tactic you can use today to shift the power dynamic in your favor and experience the transformation from overlooked to unstoppable. Scenario 1. Workplace power play. Old. You share your ideas openly in meetings, assuming fairness will reward you, only to watch a colleague reframe your contribution as their own, leaving you sidelined. You stay quiet, hoping hard work will speak for itself, but you're passed over for promotions. New you. Use strategic adaptability to control the narrative and timing. Tease your idea vaguely in a group setting. "I'm working on a game changer, more soon," to build intrigue, then pitch it privately to your boss. "Here's my detailed plan to boost Q4 revenue by 15%. If a colleague tries to steal credit, send a follow-up email to the team. "Glad we discussed my approach today. Here's the data behind it." This combines scarcity, narrative control, and timing to ensure you shine. Outcome. Your boss sees you as a visionary with initiative, increasing your chances for promotion, while colleagues respect your strategic edge. Action. In your next meeting, hold back one idea and pitch it strategically to a decision-maker later. Note how others start seeking your input. Scenario 2. Relationship dynamics, old. You overcommit to a partner to keep them happy, always saying yes to their requests, even when it drains you. You avoid conflict to maintain peace, but they take you for granted, losing respect over time. Example: agreeing to cancel your plans for their last-minute demands, only to feel unvalued. New you. Adapt your approach with outcome independence and selective generosity. If they push for your time, say, "I value our connection, but I'm balancing some big goals. Let's find a solution that works for both." If they're dismissive, shift to assertive. "I'm happy to align, but mutual respect is key." Offer value, like planning a meaningful date, but tie it to your terms. "Let's do this, but I need us to sync schedules." This sets standards while maintaining connection, per Adam Grant's research on reciprocity. Outcome: your partner respects your strength and boundaries, deepening the relationship as they strive to meet your standards. Action: in your next interaction, set a clear boundary with confidence and redirect a demand to a mutual solution. Track how their respect shifts. Scenario 3. Social setting. Influence, old. You're overly available at social events, always staying late and agreeing with everyone to fit in. But you blend into the background, rarely remembered or invited to exclusive circles. Example: you're the nice one who's always there, but never stands out. New you. Use scarcity and dynamic positioning to create intrigue. Arrive dressed sharply, share a bold but concise opinion. "I'm betting on this new tech trend. What's your take?" And exit early. "Great catching up. I've got another commitment to hit." If someone probes your plans, keep it vague. "I'm working on something big. Stay tuned." This combines mystery and adaptability, making you magnetic. Example: at a party, shift from playful banter to a deep question with a key contact, building a connection while staying elusive. Outcome: you're seen as intriguing and high value, earning invites to exclusive events as others chase your presence. Action: at your next social event, share one bold opinion, exit 20 minutes early, and track how many follow-up messages or invites you receive. Apply one of these tactics today. Pause before answering a probe, shift your approach mid-conversation, or create scarcity by limiting availability, and you'll feel the dynamic shift immediately. People will stop taking you for granted and start seeking your approval, treating you as a force to be reckoned with. These aren't just strategies, they're your first steps to wielding strategic adaptability in real time, transforming you from the one who follows the rules to the one who sets them. Before we close, let's address the weight of this knowledge. Strategic adaptability is a double-edged sword, powerful enough to give you an unfair edge in your career, relationships, and social life, but dangerous if wielded recklessly or unethically. I'm sharing this as a shield to protect your goals, your dignity, and your influence, not as a weapon to manipulate or harm others for selfish gain. You're now part of an elite minority, the small percentage of people who see life's game for what it is, a chessboard where every move matters, and navigate it with surgical precision. Ethically, use this trait to build stronger, more authentic relationships by offering value while protecting your boundaries. Advance your career by outsmarting rivals without crushing them unnecessarily. Create a life where you're admired for your strength and adaptability, not exploited for your naivety or openness. Machiavelli himself warned that power without restraint breeds enemies, and history shows that those who overplay their hand, like overconfident courtiers in his time, often fall hardest. Wield strategic adaptability responsibly, with a focus on creating value for yourself and those around you while seizing your edge. Do this, and you'll never be outplayed again. You'll be the one others strive to emulate, the one who wins not by chance but by design. Take a moment and feel the shift inside you. You're not the same person who clicked play on this video. You're now the strategist who sees every situation as a chessboard, adapting with ruthless precision to claim an unfair edge that others can't touch. The world that once outmaneuvered you, leaving you overlooked or betrayed, you run it now, shaping outcomes with quiet, unshakable control. To take this even further, check my next video on Machiavelli's power plays for instant influence, how to command any room. We'll end with this Mellis Machiavelli quote to etch it into your mind. Whosoever desires constant success must change his conduct with the times. Go forth into your day, adaptable, unstoppable, and dangerously smart, ready to bend life's game to your will with an edge that sets you apart.